So for this second video, it's going to be two parts really. One, I'm going to introduce this now, and I'm going to clip on, with magical power of editing, a video which I've already done on how to use the GPT, which I record for clients, and I send it to them to show them how to, to actually use this thing that we give them. So there's no point me explaining that second part. It's already done. You'll understand the context as I explain it now. So there's different GPTs we've tried. We've tried so many different versions, and within each version of like version 5, 6, whatever, 8, there were different iterations and updates. So this is what the whole, team before went through, and it was a little bit confusing. There was just a lot of changes, there's tweaks. We had to, we went from business owners to B2B to, to SaaS people, back to sales people, to agencies. Now we're back to SaaS. So now this is like, hence I'm redoing the training. What you need to know, quite simply, is I'll give you the link to this. You'll have it on your own account, since you use GPT most likely. And then the video, which I'm going to bolt onto and edit on next, will show you how to actually use this. What happens afterwards, since we're using the same process that we give to clients, by the way, this is what we do. I practice what I preach. What I give to clients is the same tool and prompting that I use. Hence, it began that way. When we generate the first message, there are little follow-ups that we go through. After the first or second message, I'm not a fan of just using AI. It can become very copy and paste because the process is very predictable. So I'm going to have official, deeper trainings on how to use messages. I'm just showing you now the overview picture, like I mentioned. But essentially what we do is we ask SaaS businesses or agencies how much they're making per lead or per offer. This is already a filter for me, because I only want to go for businesses with high ticket value, something that's more lucrative. We're not going for businesses that are selling like coaching for whatever, or some ebook for $50, or some widget for like $10. We're going for, the bigger SaaS companies, which charge usually monthly, or maybe potentially some of the agencies or automation guys who, build out these tools. The plan is, as I showed the dashboard, is to get the client on to pay a one-time fee to test this. But really where this is heading is I work out a deal with the client to give us a commission. So say they have a product for $1,000, I can negotiate a deal where we get 50% commission. Then I'll take a cut as a middleman for running the whole network, and then you'll get a commission as well for just promoting the offers. And because we focus on one specific avatar, which is just digital entrepreneurs in general, this will become very, very lucrative, because as you build your network with the 4C method I'm about to show you in the third video, the bigger your network grows, the more referral opportunities you have, the more you're going to drive more offer submits for the thing I showed you for our business. But as well as how I can connect you with more clients that you can run their offers. Because what we do for clients is essentially build out their own affiliate network, their own affiliate program. And I'm now connecting you with those clients. Cool? Now, to get these clients, this is what we use. So we hit them up using the same prompting, which writes the messages for us, and then we send these things. I show them a video of how I use GPT, ask them if they want it. There's a specific copy I use. If I ran this at you, at my own cost, no strings, just pure commission, and it brought super qualified leads your way, what do you think would be fair for my cut? So this is one of the very early hooks I use, because this is what the offer is. I'm already projecting into the future and getting the conversation started. Later on, I get them on WhatsApp, or I'll show you how you can refer me the lead to WhatsApp, and I'll continue the conversation from there. I'll close them, we'll make the GPT for them, we'll send the video on how to use, as you're about to see. We'll create the GPT link, stuff like that, and then we'll sell them into the offer. Right now, I'm running the offer of, if you make your first sale in 30 days, you get the $1,000 back. There's a $1,000 deposit for them to use it, and they get $1,000 back. Now, of course, maybe only one of those people would want to take the money back. Most of them will invest it into the dashboard and into growing their own team with everything I just showed you. So you're already getting a sneak peek on what the offer is. And this is something I sell to clients. So that makes sense. I'm going to now just quickly edit on the video of how to, literally this one, how to use, just so you can see what the GPT does and how to use it. And like I said, if you're confused, there's going to be deeper trainings on these free videos. These free videos are just the start. there's going to be much deeper trainings on each specific piece in the videos I mentioned, and whole webinars and Zoom meetings. So as long as you get the overall picture, let me know, but should be very, very clear. So I'll edit on this video, and I'll catch you in video number 3. So a quick little video to show you how to actually use this to its maximum potential, courtesy of my friend Stuart. So this is the GPT we've been working on. It has different modes. It's going to help speed things up for you in different ways. But ultimately, this is all based on, finding leads. That's what I do. I just hold down Command. I believe on Windows is Control, and I can just click these profiles, open them up in a new tab. Ignore this lead delta thing. And then always based on this Command A or Control A. So when I say Command, it's just Control on Windows. So copy and paste the entire profile. I don't like to do the whole this scan thing because it just takes way too long, and then your fingers just get fatigued. I like simple stuff like Command A, Command C, and then head over. I also have automations to do all that clicking for me, but that's obviously another video. Right now there's different options. So default is just going to go step 1, 2, 3, 4 for that lead, because the way this GPT is designed is it knows where to go. In this case of Stuart, it knows what the bridge page is, it knows what the sales page is, it knows what the offer is. So it knows point B. Now we're trying to decide on point A. What is the first DM to send with psychological triggers embedded to speak to this lead to make sure we've done our research. And there's not much data on this profile, to be honest. I mean, there's a little bit. So the more data on the profile, the better. This works for Facebook. This works for any website. If you want to do this for cold email, it's all good. So let's just start default for now. I'll show you. This is going to just do step 1, 2, 3, 4. I just paste this in. And you can chain these up into one thread. So I can just keep pasting these profiles in here. So what it does is it's going to do DM 1, 2, 3. Oh, in this case 3. So we have 3 for Stuart. When you run it fast, so his obviously offers about SaaS leads and selling a SaaS-based product. So it already starts off with whatever is linked to this product. Let me see what this guy actually has. I'm not going to read the entire profile, but I guess it's related to Therapy Con, blah, blah, blah. He posted it a day ago, which is perfect. It's going to be now timely. It's coded in a way to look for the most recent stuff. So saw your post about Therapy looks like Raintree's leading the charge on the invisible email vision. I put like a laughing face. I usually like to crack a little joke. That's just my style. This can be tweaked to adapt to your way of introducing yourself. It can be certain banned words. I personally do use curious. Sometimes I put ... like here. So this is all very easily adaptable. The point is, it just creates a message for you instead of you writing and staring at a blank screen. Or worse, when you hire sellers or VAs who probably don't speak English fully or know the industry as much as you, and then they have to come up with this message. It's just death. Honestly, this is the most painful part of the entire process before AI. It was actually just super, super tedious. I'm just curious when most clients. So it's already start moving towards conversation about AI. That's what Stuart does. So that's one option. What I like to do to refresh, I just like to click this thing and then go back to the GPT. It just helps me refresh quicker than like any other way I've found. So let's just do step 1 only. This is just going to generate the first step 1 message, and it's going to give a thumbs up. That's just what it's designed to do. So it's going to do a similar thing. Yeah, so you get the idea. It does only the step 1 message. It doesn't lead on to step 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes if it bugs out, I believe it did bug out in the previous one. Do step 1, 2, 4. You might have to tell it to actually do step 1, 2, 4. There we go. So that's what it should have done on the first go. I thought I was missing something. So as you can see, this is actually how a potential DM, hypothetical DM sequence may look like. So this DM1, they might reply, and they'd be like, yeah, I know this is 2, blah, blah, blah. So it's leading them down a conversational thread, just like a sales call would, really, because it's based on spin selling in this case, and there's different methodologies. I just use spin selling because it's just 4 DMs. It matches the acronym. But there's many ways to code this. So last but not least, I want to show you. And of course, what you do is you can keep, you can just keep blasting this. So that was step 1 to 4. Sometimes I like to do step 1 only because if I don't need the other messages, I like to, because what's going to happen is AI is kind of going to forget the original messaging the prompting, and then you have to kind of reset it like I showed you. So to avoid that and to kind of give me more time to just paste stuff in here for different profiles, if it's step 1 to 4, I can probably get to about 6 or 7 before it starts kind of going off the rails a bit and losing the formatting. It's still going to work, but it loses the formatting of like this kind of box style view. But if you do step 1 only, it's going to just kind of, you can blast out, 10, 15 profiles. It just has a longer kind of longevity, stamina. I don't know what the word for it is. So yeah, so this is exactly what it does. It's already linking to, in this case, we just have a sales page in there, but we're going to work on the bridge page because you don't really want to be taking people straight to a sales page. There has to be a bridge page in between, in my opinion, for the best results. And there's a whole art and science to this, which we can talk about later, because it just saves you so much time kind of going back and forth. Now, last but not least, let me go back again. Boom. Follow up. Now, this was definitely needed because when it comes to follow up, especially when I have to sit down, what I do is I simply go into LinkedIn and just do this. Save this guy and just preload him, for example. And this is going to be so good because sometimes when it comes to follow up, what's happened now? Do the follow up. Okay, that's never happened before. So it's going to, based on what the prompting says, is going to start reframing these conversations. Of course, this guy's trying to pitch me, so it doesn't make sense. But what's going to happen is when you have conversations, they may be in step 2 or step 3 or step 4 of the DM sequence, and you don't want to go back and start searching your GPT account. I just like to do this follow-up because it takes the actual conversation that's happening and creates the follow-up. Super good for you, but even better for your VAs and setters, because I find it's really difficult for them to sit down and actually make a solid follow-up that is in line with where the prospect needs to go. It's just, you can't really teach sales to someone who's new. Like they may guess, they may say something, or they may ask some kind of question, but you want to really minimize the friction in the inbox, so you're not having these kind of back and forth, 15 back and forth messages. It really needs to be as tight as possible so people don't drop off, because people do check out in inbox. And that's really the intention behind this. So you just do that. And the best way to run this is to, for example, when I wake up, I go on my low-hanging fruit. I do my follow-ups first. Just people who are, a little push away from taking the next action. Then I'll maybe do step 2s, who've replied to my first message. And then lastly, I might do new profiles. And I will batch it all together. I'm not a fan of doing this mishmash. Is either I'm doing the step 1 onlys or the follow-ups, really. And that's what I recommend, because you can stick to one thread and just really, really batch this out really, really quickly. Cool? Makes sense? So that's really the essence of it. Later, we're obviously going to have our own app, so we're not using GPT because, GPT is kind of funny sometimes. Like you saw probably Lead Delta. I do like Lead Delta a lot. Might want to integrate with it. So everything's kind of saved. It's in an actual CRM system, but right now it's just going to live in GPT. It is a very kind of a ghetto approach to fixing this problem of lead gen and replies and follow-up, but it's damn good. And it's so simple and made so simple because now with every seller that you onboard to scale this for you, they don't have to learn this brand new tool. They're already in GPT. The habit is already there. It takes 2 seconds to fire up a GPT account and click on the GPT. Boom. And now you're ready to go. It's a 10-second habit you have to install into your life that's going to drastically make you more money. So you're welcome. Enjoy.